Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Christian. I hope you're all doing well. So, I just wanted to make a little explanation video to why I'm making Rwby the Lost World. Well, not really like that, but why. Well, God, I can't talk right now. I can't even think right now. Sorry, it's middle of the night. I can't really sleep. It's just going through my head for some reason. Yeah, I wanted to just get this off my chest. I wanted to talk about about where I got my inspirations for Rwby and the Lost World. So, I've recently gotten into. I probably talked about this on my channel before. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But on my Deviantart account, I probably did too. I have only gotten into Rwby for about 2 years now. And that's pretty crazy, because most people have been watching the show since the show first came on YouTube, or on the Rooster website. Sorry about that. Just farted. Sorry. Excuse me. It's disgusting. I shouldn't be doing that. Also wearing glasses right now, if you couldn't tell. Yeah. So, yeah, I've only been a Rooster Teeth fan for about 2 years now. It should be around 2 years or so. Started back in 2017, mid 2017. Now it's 2019. And now God. Now it's been a while, and Volume 6 and Volumes 5. No, wait. Oh, God. Volumes 5 and 6 have passed, and now Volume 7 is coming out in about 1-ish months? 1 or 2. I think it might be next, early November. It should be. Volume 7 is coming out. That's all you should know. That's what I gotta say. And now Rwby has been I've been a part of the Rooster Teeth community for a short period of time. Like I've said, 2 years. And some of the things I've watched are pretty funny, like the shorts, the RT shorts, and the RT animated adventures, and Camp. I've watched a little bit of Camp, and a little bit of Red vs. Blue, and a little bit of Nomad of Nowhere. And of course, I've also watched Genlock, which was also really good. I think it's like the second best show that Rooster Teeth has. And now it's on Toonami, and then it came out. I'm sure that most people know that it came out on Toonami like a few weeks ago, I believe. Yeah, it came like a few weeks ago on Toonami. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I'm getting off topic again. Moving on, what was I gonna think about? God. Oh yeah, the inspirations. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into why. No, not to why. Where the inspiration for Rwby the Lost World came from. So, one day, I was at work. If you don't know, I volunteer at the Staten Island Zoo a lot when there's special events. I'm going to be doing Spectacular this year. like I've always done. I've done spectacular. I've been at the I've been volunteering at the Staten Island Zoo for 5 years now. I just I did no, I started back when I before not back when I was a senior, about to graduate middle school, and now I've been through high school, and now I'm starting college, and I'm still volunteering at the zoo, like I do. I am, yeah, and like I said, I'm doing spectacular. But anyway, I was at work one day. We were on a break, not really doing much, and I had this idea pop into my head randomly. I'm not gonna go. No, what am I saying? I'm saying random things. I don't know why I'm saying random things on this one, but I apologize. Yeah, I had this idea pop in my head. I'm thinking, and I was thinking about the characters of Rwby, and like and I was thinking, I had this idea inspired from some people online who had done posts on their Deviantart accounts about Rwby characters and prehistoric animals, and what that essentially means. And I was about to say something stupid, but now I'm going to say something more interesting. These ideas that there's some people who have the idea that they. Okay, so let me just say that there's fan fictions of Rwby. Okay, yeah, I know, obvious. I know, obvious. There's obviously going to be like lots of fan fictions of Rwby, and all this stuff, because people like the story and people like writing stories about Rwby, because that's what people like to do. And so I was thinking, and I was inspired by a friend of mine. His name is Hunter Richer, I believe. Yeah, that's his name. Or Sideswipe17 on DeviantArt. I'll link his DeviantArt in the description. And what he does, not what he did, what he some of the stories. He's a Rwby fan like I am, but probably much longer, since he's been on DeviantArt much longer than I have. I've been on about 4 years now. Same as I've been on about 3 or 2 years now, I believe. Yeah, 3 years. I believe I started back in 2016. Yeah, 2016 was when I first opened up my DeviantArt account. And I want to say that I had it, and I was looking through some of the stuff that Hunter had on his DeviantArt page, and some of the stuff is Rwby stuff. I wouldn't say it's like all Rwby stuff, but there's some ideas that he has created that are Rwby related. Like there's a Godzilla story he's working on that's Rwby related. It's called Godzilla World of Remnant. It's kind of like a mix between Rwby and the MonsterVerse, which is pretty interesting for a DeviantArt story. There's also Rwby in Jurassic Park, which is also pretty interesting, since, but like me, Hunter's a dinosaur person. God, no, that was weird. I know, that came out weird. I'm trying to, not that he's like that. He's a dinosaur fan like I am. He likes prehistoric creatures like me. And I'm sure that a lot of people do. What am I saying? And I'm sure, and he does some posts on his DeviantArt that relate to Rwby and those other those other things. So they're basically crossovers between Rwby and two of his favorite genres, like Godzilla and Jurassic Park. If you got all that. So I had an idea in my head, and I'm looking through other DeviantArt accounts, looking through a bunch of Deviantart related stuff related to dinosaurs. I had this idea come into my head and thought, wait a minute, what would happen if I wrote my own Deviantart, a Rwby related story? That wouldn't be such a bad idea. Because sometimes I have this idea in my head of certain Rwby episodes going a certain way. That's just me, and I'm sure that I'm sure people can relate to this too. I'm not gonna blame you, and then they end up either being 100% accurate or 100% not accurate. I don't know. It's a little complicated. Yeah, so I had this idea of what if I wrote a Rwby related story that relates to two of my favorite topics. And I've been thinking, well, Hunter is doing Jurassic Park, Rwby Jurassic Park, and Rwby Godzilla. And then I had another thought came in my head. What if if there was a Rwby story, what if I made a Rwby, okay. God, I'm not thinking right now. I can't think today. I can't think or speak right now. I'm jumbling with my words, I apologize. What if I was making a Rwby story set on an island filled with prehistoric creatures, like Skull Island. No, not like a Rwby Skull Island crossover, no. Like a Rwby related story that had prehistoric animals in it, like dinosaurs and ancient mammals and pterosaurs and marine reptiles, things like that, and things that lived before mankind rose. Well, not before mankind rose, and some of these animals like the mammoths and the saber-tooths lived alongside people, but you get the idea. Yeah, so animals that essentially went extinct in the modern era. Extinct, well, not in the modern era, but it went extinct long ago, if you know what I mean. If you can get all of that. Yeah, I had an idea, what if there was a Rwby story that set place on an island full of prehistoric creatures, and I thought, well, maybe this could work, I don't know, and so I decided to make a little journal. I made my announcement. Before I made the announcement, I made a little teaser that nobody really suspected was a Rwby crossover. I'm sure I'll link that into the description below too. And it was essentially based on the scene in Fallen Kingdom where Rexy is roaring at the lion on the rock balcony at the zoo. Yeah, well, when she Rexy escapes from the Lockwood Manor, and she, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Fallen Kingdom yet, but I've already spoiled it, I'm sorry, I'm such an idiot, I can't think right now, oh god. Rexy breaks out of the Lockwood Manor after she was captured, and then she was let loose, and now she's in the wilds of, now in the film universe, and now in the Jurassic World universe, whatever you want to call it, she's running around in the wild. She's roaming around in the wilds of America, and at the end of the movie, I'm sure that it's also in a lot of teaser trailers too, where she breaks into a zoo, and walks into a lion habitat, and she starts roaring at the lion. That's a big male lion that's roaring down, and the T-Rex and it's essentially a face-off between the lion and the T-Rex, and the lion is on the top of it, has the higher ground, as Obi-Wan Kenobi would say. Why did I say Anakin? I meant to say Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like that scene in Rexy's like, the lion's like, it's over, Anakin, I have the higher ground, and Rexy's like, you underestimated my power. Okay, why am I making such a stupid reference? Okay, never mind, forget the reference. So yeah. And yeah, I was thinking to myself about that idea. Why did I say the thinking of my idea? I'm going crazy. Oh, God. And then I was drawing a picture of... Yeah, so I drew a picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex roaring up at a Smilodon, or a saber-toothed cat, for people who don't know what Smilodon is. If you don't, then I don't know what you're doing with your lives. Know how you don't know that. I feel like an idiot now. I feel so horrible. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Yeah. Basically, I meant to say that. Yeah, basically that. Right now, I'm going crazy. What I'm trying to say is, look at this. What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say next. God damn it, Christian. Yeah, so basically, I drew a picture of a T-Rex facing off against the Smilodon, and the words were, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up on my thing. Hold on, this is very creative, I know. I have bad memories, I apologize. I can't remember what the picture said. No, not photomath. Stupid freaking thing. Hold on, I have it on my photos. It should be saved high. There it is. I see it now. It says, this will be the day we've waited for, which is a reference to the Rwby song in the first volume. It's based on the first Rwby volume, the theme song of the first Rwby volume, which is called, it's called "This Will Be the Day." It's in the first. Look up "This Will Be the Day" we've waited for, and I'm sure you'll find a bunch of videos, a bunch of lyric videos about Rwby, which is essentially that song. It's for those who don't know what Rwby is, for who don't know the opening of the first volume, or whoever, that's the song. That's the name of the song. This will be the day. I don't know what the thing. And in the picture, at the bottom, are the heads, are the back of the heads of the four main characters. So Rwby, you got Rwby, Weiss, Blake, Yang. And I posted that, and people were like curious. I don't remember what people's thought about that picture. I remember people were curious about it. I'm gonna look this up right now. I'm looking up right now. I'm looking up my... God, I got a notification. Sorry, I'm replying to a comment on my Deviantart. God, I'm sorry for the long... This video is going to be pretty long. I'm recording this on my phone, and I just, like... I'm not great with this. I'm kind of new at this. No. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Go down. Yeah, people were surprised by it. They didn't know what it was until I announced it. Then I made a trailer transcript, and I made a journal announcing the details of what the story was like, and what the plot of the story was, what the animals of the story was, and then a while after I started updating the lists. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So yeah, I had made a few journals talking about about updating some of the creatures. Then I made a few environmental sketches, which are basically pictures or drawings by one of the main characters of this. Not the four main girls, but another character who was kind of based on me. Edward Driscoll, whose name is a mix of his name is a mix of Edward Malone from the original Lost World, from the Lost World stories, and Driscoll from Jack Driscoll from the Kong series, like King Kong, the original King Kong, yeah. And yeah, that's yeah, he's the person who believes in the Lost World, and he's basically a paleontologist, and I don't want to drag this video out too long. I just want to give a nice quick explanation. Yeah, this isn't being quick. It's 22 minutes. What am I saying? But if you want to know more about the characters, I definitely recommend that you go check out the story. The first 3 chapters, they're already out. I'm trying to work on the 4th chapter, and by trying, I mean I haven't been working on the chapter in a while. Honestly, I'm not a great writer. Not that I'm a decent writer. I've only published one full story, just one, and that's because writing is a very difficult process, and you can't you gotta figure out these stories and where you're gonna bring these characters into, and random ideas just flowing, and it's confusing, and then sometimes you forget about certain characters coming into the story, and then new characters pop up in your mind, and things like that. It's complicated, Yeah. What time is it? It's 1:40. Sorry, I was doing something on my notifications. And basically, I had been also doing color the depictions of the creatures of the Lost World, which you can also check on my Deviantart and also on my Twitter and my other social medias, like my Facebook and my Instagram. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm sorry this video dragged out for so long. I keep getting a distraction. I keep stumbling with my words. I'm not really great with these kinds of brief explanation videos. And, yeah, I'll get in touch with you guys next time. Shout out to Rooster and the creators of Rwby. I love you guys. The creators of Rooster Teeth are really awesome people. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention one other thing. Before I had come up with my Lost World stories, I had made a little a comedy thing, just as a little joke. The steamed hams meme, this from The Simpsons, the steamed hams moment from the Simpsons show. I made a parody of that, a Rwby related parody of that, where it was Cinder, one of the villains, and Salem, another one of the villains. So the main villain, actually, of the story, if you don't know that. If you haven't watched the show, but I recommend you watch the show in order to get a fuller understanding of the villains and the characters and everything. It's just crazy. Now I'm getting off topic again. So yeah, I just wanted to make a nice brief video, a short video about an explanation about my inspirations from Rwby in the Lost World. And yeah, that's about it. That's all about I gotta say. I don't want to keep this video dragging because I gotta go to bed soon. I really want to go to bed, and I just don't know what to do. Else to do. I just wanted to get this video off my chest, and yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys another time. Any questions are always always welcome on the comments. Yeah, I'll subscribe and like the video if you like it. Give your feedback. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.